Hello everyone and welcome to day 1 of my course 30 Days of Java. In this video, we'll be setting up your development environment and creating your first Java program. Our agenda for this video would be what's JDK, JRE and JVM. Also, we'll be discussing about their distinctions and relationships. Then, we'll set up our development environment by installing and configuring JDK and an IDE in our machine. For this course, we'll be using IntelliJ IDE. Finally, we'll create your first Java program. So let's begin. Before we start coding, we need to understand what are the basic things required for running or developing a Java program. There are three main things that come into play: JDK, JRE, and JVM. JDK stands for Java Development Kit. You can think of it like a toolbox for Java developers. It contains all the tools and components needed to create, compile, or run Java application. This includes a compiler, libraries of pre-written code for common tasks, and development tools to help you write and debug your programs. Now, before we move any further, let's discuss about the two terms that I just mentioned that might be new for you: compiler and debug. A compiler is like a language translator for computers. It's a software tool that takes the human-readable code you write in a programming language like Java and turns it into a form that a computer can understand and execute. It checks your code for errors and translates it into a set of instructions, known as machine code or binary code, that the computer's processor can execute directly. In simple terms, a compiler helps your computer understand and run the programs you write. Debug or debugging is like being a detective for computer programs. When you're debugging, you're trying to find and fix problems or bugs in your software. These problems can cause your program to not work as intended or to crash. Coming back to the slide, JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. You can think of JRE as a runtime environment for Java applications. It's a smaller package compared to the JDK and includes the JVM along with the essential libraries and files needed to run Java programs. If you want to run a Java application on your computer, you only need the JRE. It's like having a computer that can execute Java code without all the development tools in the JDK. Finally, JVM stands for Java Virtual Machine. Imagine the JVM as a virtual computer that can run Java programs. It's like a middleman between your Java code and the actual hardware of your computer. When you write and compile your Java code using the JDK, the resulting bytecode, which is a special kind of code, is executed by the JVM. The JVM ensures that your code runs smoothly on different types of computers without you having to worry about the specific hardware details. You can better understand how JDK, JRE, and JVM are related to each other through this diagram. Think of JDK as a big box which contains JRE, which is a smaller box, and JRE contains JVM, which is the smallest box here. This is a very important question from the point of view of a technical job interview, as a lot of developers don't know about this or are confused about the relationship and differences between JDK, JRE, and JVM. Now that we understand the basic requirements, let's set up our environment for Java development. First, we need to download and install JDK in our local machine. So open a browser and type in download JDK. Click on the first link that should be from Oracle's official website, and then go to Windows tab here. Now click on the x64 installer. If you're using any other operating system, say Macintosh or Linux, while following this course, then you can find their respective installers in the above tab here. Once the download is complete, click on the setup. Now click on next. Now you don't need to do anything special for this step, just remember this particular path: C program files Java JDK 20. Because we'll be using this in future for configuring the JDK. Now click on next. Once the installation is finished, click on close. Now in your search panel, type in environment variables. Click on the first link here, edit the system environment variables. That should bring up this screen. Now click on environment variables. Here, we need to add a new environment variable in system variables. So click on this new button here at the bottom, and the variable name type in Java _ home. Now, for variable value, we'll need to provide the JDK path that I just mentioned before. So go to C drive, open program files, and then go to Java and JDK 20. Now copy this particular path and paste it here. Click on OK. That should create a new system variable here. Now we'll need to make another change in the path variable here. So click on path variable, and here you can see it has a list of different paths. So go back to C drive. Here in the JDK 20 folder, click on build folder and then copy the path again. Now open the edit environment variables again and add the new path here. Click on OK and again click on OK here. Before moving forward, we'll also need to install an IDE which should make our coding journey easier. An IDE or Integrated Development Environment is like a digital toolbox for computer programmers. It's a software application that provides all the tools and features needed to write, edit, test, and manage computer programs in one place. For this course, we'll be using IntelliJ IDE. You can use any other IDE and it would work the same. You can download it from official JetBrains website. So open a browser and type in download IntelliJ. Click on the first link that is from JetBrains website, and don't click on the download button here. Scroll down a bit. Download this IntelliJ IDE Community Edition. Click on download here. Community Edition of IntelliJ is free to use, whereas the Ultimate Edition requires you to pay some fees. It has more features than the Community Edition, but for our development purpose, Community Edition would do just fine. Once the download is complete, click on Setup. Now click on Next. Again Next. You can ignore all these options for now. Click on Next. Now click on Install. Once the installation is complete, click on the Run IntelliJ IDE Community Edition and then click on Finish. Finally, we are ready to create your first Java program. Click on New Project. For the name, we'll type it as First Java Program. You can leave the location as it is. Language should be Java. Build system should be IntelliJ. For JDK, we'll be using the new one that we just installed, that is JDK 20. And now click on Create button. IntelliJ has already provided us with some sample code, but we'll not use it. We'll create our own code. So go to main and right click on it and then click on delete. Now go back to SRC, right click on it and then click on new Java class. We'll name this class as first program. Now type in public static void main, and here string args. Now system.out.println and hello world. Now click on this green triangle here and click on run first program.main. And congratulations, you just created your first Java program. You just made your computer say hello world in the console. A fun fact about this hello world program is that every coder on this earth must have started with this following program that you just created. So you just took your first step in the Java journey just as they did. We'll discuss about the specifics of this program and how it works. What does it mean in the next video. As always, we'll end this video with a great quote from Napoleon Bonaparte, which says, "Until you spread your wings, you'll have no idea how far you can fly." So take risks, become brave, and find your true potential.